more so. But like I was telling people before you came on, I became aware of you a lot. I've been following you on social media, and we know each other. We see each other in the neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and I became aware of you because of a video you posted a long time ago that went viral that was talking about um, how the Hispanics were coming in and building, for each other, helping each other and stuff. Um, that's the thing. That's the first thing I remember. But you know, you talk about a lot of stuff. You're a very smart dude. But so let me do a formal introduction. So ladies and gentlemen, because we're running a little late, but thank you for joining and staying with us. Um, I'm proud to have and honored to have Javon Clark as my guest on the Gospel Ecclesia tonight. So everything was kind of weird, so I didn't get to do a formal introduction. So first of all, Javon, tell the people about yourself. Who is Javon? So people will know who they're listening to. Where you
Oh
from
man,
and all that.
am I echoing?
No, you good.
Okay. Man, I'm just a country boy. I was born in New Jersey, but I moved to North Carolina when I was like maybe 3 years old. So I'm a North Carolinian, Warren County, Ridgeway, North Carolina, known for cantaloupes.
What's the zip code up there?
27570.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
275. So yeah, man, I came to Durham, athlete in high school, was recruited for football and basketball. I chose to go to Central for football. And so when you go to Central, man, they brainwash you to stay in Durham. They literally brainwash you to love this city. Like what my freshman year, I knew I was gonna live in Durham the rest of my life. I mean, They just literally brainwash you for this city. And I graduated with my undergrad in English and sociology. Then I went back and got my master's in education. I taught high school in Durham a number of years, and I just love this city, man. I remember when I first came up here, my hometown, the highest paying job might have been $10 an hour. So when I first came to Durham, I was calling everybody like, "Hey, man, y'all need to come to Durham. They paying $20 an hour."
Right. That was big. You get a job in the park or something, right? And, IBM or something.
Nortel and IBM back in the day, TSI Soccer. Yeah. So I just been, man, a guy that's just been living in Durham, man. I love the city. And like you said, I kind of got a little popular from that Mexican house video. And from there, I just been like, hey, look, people use social media for what they want to use it for. I stopped watching sports a long time ago.
Wow.
I really just talk about stuff that deal with us, Black people, the Black family, politics, how it affects Black people. And, I got my own unique way of doing things. And sometimes people like it. Sometimes it's entertaining. Sometimes it pisses people off. It's just all a form of what I call edutainment, just agitating. So that's pretty much me, man. I'm just a regular brother in Durham like you, trying to do my thing,
Exactly. And I got a lot of respect for you. And, I know sometimes it may seem to people that out on the outside looking in that we like sniping at each other or what not.
Yeah.
But we talk about all kind of different stuff. And I like and share your stuff and you like and share some of my stuff. So,
yeah,
one thing I'm proud about of myself is this presidential election, and I've been into politics since the 2000 election when when the Bush Gore thing happened, I really started paying attention to politics. And so I've been kind of like, researching and reading and trying to find out as much as I can about it. So, it's something that, I'm not formally trained in, but I think, I have a little bit of knowledge in. So, but those type of things, religion and politics tend to get a little tense anyway, right? So, especially depending on the climate and what's going on. But and what I really wanted to do was show that two Black men can have a honest discussion about something and not be talking about, motherfucker, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got to be that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's never that deep. You know what I'm saying? So, and strangely enough, like we a lot alike because I'm from Southeast North Carolina, Columbus County,
Okay.
outside of Wilmington. You know, population of 300 people, little town called Bolton, North Carolina. So I'm a country boy too, through and through. So and that's why I think like we can talk to each other in a certain way because we kind of grew up the same. You know what I mean? Like when you from the same culture, you kind of know, like, oh, that ain't shit, you know, motherfucker. You know, that's how we do when we down at the liquor house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
In the barbershop, I think sometimes when people see black men engage on social media, and that's why I'm glad we having this conversation. People, when we engage on social media, you know, they don't understand in the barbershop. I could be a LeBron fan and you could be a Jordan fan, and we'd be like, motherfucker, bitch, the nigga,
Right.
you know what you talking about, man?
Right.
You and we be cussing and sweating, and but it be all love. And I don't think people understand that that's kind of how we talk at certain times. It can be a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that people get to see black men get to sit down and talk, and then some of that might happen tonight. Shit.
right. Exactly. It might. But you know, and from the outside looking in, it is aggressive. It's aggressive. Yeah. You know, if I wasn't of the culture and I saw, you know, two dudes like, well, you know what I'm saying? But like, you can tell by the interaction, like if somebody know each other, and it ain't that deep though. But you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so what brought us here tonight is you and I were having exchanges or discussions, and I think you said something to the effect of Donald Trump is not a racist, and you asked for somebody to provide evidence of him being racist, and I provided what I thought was an example, and you said it was. So that's kind of like,
that's what started it. Yeah,
that's what started. And I think I put in the title, "Is Trump a racist?" So tonight, that's what we're going to talk about: is Trump a racist or not? And because you're a guest, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to make your point first.
Well, I think that's a hard thing to decide as a person racist. I mean, that's objective, subjective, but I get what we're going to talk about. I think it needs to be, I'm more looking at it from the lines of, it's his policies. How does it affect us? I think all white men are racist. I'm racist. I'm very prejudiced. I just think it's about more, how does a person's policy, how does it affect me as a black man? So I don't like Donald Trump. I'm for him. You know what I'm saying? I liken it before I start to a story. A brother asked me, and sometimes as black men, we say rhetoric a lot. And the brother asked me this when I said Donald Trump, and he said, well, what if we was on a slave plantation? It's like arguing over Donald Trump or Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. It's like, which master you gonna have? And I'm like, well, shit, if one master gonna give us off on Sundays, and one master gonna give us damn fried chicken on Saturdays and let us drink, I want him, you know. I know both of them hate us, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on, so that's why I'm more for Trump. I feel like as Trump is in office, Trump cares more about the things that I feel like that are actually gonna make America great. You know what I'm saying? So in doing that, there are going to be some things that are going to look racist. There are going to be some times that you're going to have to say some things that people may conceive as racist. For example, how he feel about immigrants. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like, just being real, some of that can be misconstrued as racism. But at the end of the day, as a black man, you know, those immigrants were in poorer neighborhoods. When they took their benefits, they won't go into Beverly Hills. They won't go into the good side of town. They was going to take the closest folks to us. And them people, man, those Mexican gangs and Guatemalan gangs and Venezuelan gangs, they play different than us. You see, they can come in and take
They run it. They run. Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons I think he's seen as racist. Also, some of the things that some of the policies he's just got rid of in knowing history. We'll get into that. But like DEI and affirmative action, some of those things, him getting rid of those policies, it looks as if it's racism towards black people, but it's really just him getting rid of policies that allow women and immigrants to take our civil rights. I shared a video today where he direct quote said that illegal immigration violates the civil rights of black people, and it does.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand when civil rights was introduced into this country, no different than the birthing right, which this conversation first started of. It was born in America, you're an American citizen, but that was for black people.
Mm-hmm.
But however, this country, once we get laws and precedents on the books, anybody can slide in under it. So some of these things, I believe that we think were put in place for black people specifically, and I'll explain what I mean. Like, say for example, affirmative action. We think that was put in place for black people specifically. The Civil Rights Act. These were ways that Lyndon Johnson disguised. There you go. See,
yeah,
these are ways that Lyndon Baines Johnson disguised, allowing blacks to seem like we had equal rights, but he would let other minorities take those rights from us. And I believe the list of minorities go from white women to immigrants to gays, then blacks. And all of these things, we don't benefit off of them. You know what I'm saying? I can recall back in the day, old folks would tell us, man, I don't want to be no affirmative action hire. I don't want them to think I got hired just because no affirmative action. I want them to know I earned it. And then Obama dropped DEI in 2011. A lot of people don't know that. That's Obama policy, that DEI. He's the first president that said that. And a lot of people don't want to be seen as hired just because they black. I want to be hired for my merit. So Trump is getting rid of some of these policies because white women know how to slide in and be the ones to benefit the most. And then you look around.
They for sure are the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action. White women are and have been ever since it was enacted. That's true. Now, you said a lot, so let me
go ahead.
Let me jump in for a minute. So you said you think all white men are racist, and you said you're racist. So I personally am of the opinion that black people can't be racist. What would you say to that?
I understand your point. I'd had this discussion before. I think black people are afraid to be racist. We prejudice as a motherfucker.
Yeah, so that's my point too, because bigotry, prejudice, and racism are three different things, and that's the way I define them. Because everybody has biases and prejudices, but when you have the power to do something to another group and you do it, that's racism. And
well, we have the power.
I always ask, before you can tell me that black people are racist, show me evidence in modern history of black people doing what has been done to them.
Well, I'll explain to you my point. We scared to fight. We can go out and fuck some white folks up if we want to. We just scared. We go out and fuck our own selves up. That's so think about it like this. Racism, I get what you're saying, but it's all about the heart. Prejudice, racism, bigotry, it all starts in the heart. So I'm prejudiced towards black people. I can see a black family on Family Feud. I want them to win just because they fucking black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I see a black woman on Wheel of Fortune, I want her to win because she black. I don't know nothing about this woman. Now, if I was the owner of the show, I would cheat for black folks to win. I know in my heart I would. I just know in my heart I would look out for my own. And that's just, I think that's how everybody is. Now, how do you enact that into violence?
That's the thing. That's when it goes. What you're talking about on Family Feud is bigotry and prejudice. When you go and tell somebody they can't live somewhere or they got to stay somewhere, and the law backs it up, that's racist. You see what I'm saying? So again, I say I don't see evidence of black people doing what has been done to them, so they can't be racist. They haven't been to this point.
Well, this is the thing. Like I said, what you think? You don't think black people? What do you think the black guy that out in California that they had to blow up that did the manifesto? He said he hated white folks and he was killing cops
in California. Oh, you talking about Christopher Dorner?
Yeah, We just don't do it a lot. We just don't do it. Now, say for example, now racism. Let's take history in this country, like what you're saying. There was a time where the law said you could not go in here, you couldn't be hired, you couldn't do this, you couldn't stay here.
Right.
So when the law is saying that, that's called, it's a de facto racism. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, racism, right.
Yeah, you got this now. So say, for example, when the law said niggas can't eat in that space, that's a clear-cut sign of racism.
Right.
Now, what Lyndon Baines Johnson did was what they gotta say. He said, we're gonna give you civil rights and we're gonna change the laws. So now that we changed the laws, you can just hide. Before I had a sign up, I don't hire niggas.
Right.
Well, when you change the law,
you still feel that way. You just don't have the sign up.
Feel this way.
Right.
I still feel this way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So what we have is a situation where we can't prove the racism now. And the reason we can't prove the racism is because of the new signs they put up: affirmative action, DEI, all this other shit. So a company can say, hey, you can't accuse me of being racist because I got the sign up. I got the DEI sign up. I got the EEOC sign up. I got the affirmative action sign up. Well, we don't see no black people working in your fucking office, in your building, but you got the sign up. And see, that's what Trump is doing. He's saying, take the sign down, and now we're going to look at how many people you really hire. I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm saying. You take the police force. The police force is not a racist institution. It's made up of individual racist people. Why? If black people join the police force, how could it be like that against us? But we don't want to join. If every young black man that turned 20 years old this year joined the police force, we would have all black cops in these fucking precincts, and they couldn't do us like they do. But
yeah,
we don't.
Durham is a good example. Like, I don't have no problems with DPD. Shout out to them.
Shout out to
the sheriff department is a little different, but we'll talk about that another day. But DPD, I ain't got no problems with them. And like you say, it's largely black. But so you said the police is not a racist institution. Well, it started out as one.
It did, but they took
it evolved from the slave patrol. So, and
it did.
You know, and it's largely been run by racist white people like William Parker in California, Bull Connor. So, you know, it's the person. It is the person, but in a lot of cases, those people have been racist. So, what you saying is,
can we join? Can we join and be racist? They took the signs down, and black people can legally join the police force and be racist if we want to. We just don't. Remember, I said we scared.
No, right. It's not in our nature. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to my point about I don't see evidence of black people doing what has been done to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's a lot of black cops, and they don't largely do it. You know, you don't largely hear about killings of, you know, by black cops of other races. I'm sure it happens. You know what I mean? It's probably not televised or, you know, put out front or whatever. But like the institution itself is kind of, well, America's a racist place. It was founded on racism. So the institutions are racist. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're fighting against. But you're saying that by taking the sign down, at least we're not being misled. That we have some.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to infiltrate the institutions that used to be racist because they have taken the signs down. Blacks need to join the police force. Blacks need to become firemen. Black need to join the court system. We need to be DAs. We need to be court counselors. We need to be prosecutors. We need to be judges. We need to engage in the legal system so they can stop doing that to us. Like you just said, you look around Durham, it's so many black cops that we don't worry about that. But if you look in another area where there's all white cops, black cops have to worry about that. But we have decided a cop is a snitch. He's a pig. He's something that we don't want to be. However, but if our mama or grandma get in trouble, what we gonna say when they call Javon, is somebody breaking in the house? Well, mama, I ain't there. Can you call the cops? You see what I'm saying? So we need to infiltrate these institutions. Everything that we cry and complain about, we can legally do now. Back in the day when we had real institutionalized racism before they took the signs down. A black man could not go downtown and sign up to be a cop. He couldn't.
Yeah.
But now we can.
So
So
where
what
I disagree with you is you said when we had institutionalized racism, you know, we still have institutionalized racism. It just manifests itself in different ways, is what I would say.
explain it to me.
Because we're not post-racial. So you don't think racism exists in America anymore?
I don't think institutionalized racism exists. I think racism exists in America because, like I just said, black people won't infiltrate the systems that mean the most to us. We won't infiltrate the school system.
So what do you say in a case like Marilyn Mosby, who was the state's attorney for Maryland, and she prosecuted those cops that something happened to Freddie Gray. I don't think we really even know, and they were black cops, and they crucified her. And I thought Joe Biden was going to pardon her, but he didn't, bitch ass. But yeah, what do you think about a situation like that? Because and the point I'm trying to make is, I get it. You know what I'm saying? People have said, change the system from within, but what happens because of institutional racism is if you try to change the system from within, they're going to put you out. Marilyn Mosby is an example. Christopher Dorner, the guy you was talking about from California, he's an example.
Ask the question. Peep this. I'm gonna tell you what happens. Now let me give you an example. Some people are casualties of war. You remember the DA in Durham, North Carolina, Mike Nifong, when that black girl lied and said them white boys raped her? He was a casualty of war. He was a white district attorney that lost his job. He was a casualty of war. That's not racism.
She just recently came out and said she made it all up.
Yeah, what's the sister down in Georgia, Fannie, that they got to go after Trump? She was a casualty of war. That wasn't racism. She just happened to be a black district attorney in the state of Georgia, and Trump was accused of stealing, rigging votes in Georgia. So she went after him.
So you saying if you're going to go within the system, and so we just pointed out like several officials, like in the theme of what you said need to be done, and so you saying that people just need to be prepared to be casualties of war?
No, you can be a casualty of war depending on the situation. I just gave you an example where a white district attorney in our own city was a casualty of war. He lost his job and was prosecuted because he believed that black gal. He was a casualty of war.
he got played.
He was a casualty of war. Kwame Brown was a casualty of war. Certain peoples are casualties of war. Everything is not racism.
Kwame Brown? You said Kwame Brown?
Not Kwame Brown. Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick. Oh, in Detroit. He was wilding. He was wilding though, but I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him. He was wilding.
So, say, for example, what I'm saying is, the systems that go against us. The easiest thing to talk about is the police force, because that's the level of power that we engage. We don't get to talk to the judge. When you go to court, you don't get to talk to the judge. So the first level of authority in this nation is a cop. So if we want black power, the first thing we should do is be cops. That's the first level of authority. It's the only level of authority that you get to deal with. You don't get to call your congressman and your senator. You don't get to talk to the president. You don't get to talk to the judge. You don't get to talk to the district attorney. The only person you get to talk to is a cop.
Right.
So
and the magistrate when you set your bail.
Yeah. So the first thing we need to be is cops. That way, once we become cops, what this does, what it fixes in the community, the first thing is we police our own selves differently than whites and Italians police us. Have you noticed that when Italians came over here from America, the first thing they started being is cops? Even now, Italians and Jews are Irish and Italians are cops.
Irish, yeah. That's how they became white. It's a book called How the Irish Became White by Noel Ignatius. The Irish weren't considered white. They were indentured servants. We were slaves early on, and then they became municipal workers, fire department, police department, primarily.
And we can get those jobs.
Officer McNally. Yeah, Officer McNally and them, like the dude on Hoodlum.
Yeah, we don't want those jobs. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna say we don't want. When you say we, who is we?
Well, black people in general hate cops, man. Let's be real. We don't like cops. We have to be honest. Black people don't like cops. Why would, come on, man. We don't. And we look down on black men for being cops. Black people in general, man, because of slavery and what we went through in this country, we have a somewhat of a rebellious spirit. Yeah. And it started with me and your generation, the hip hop generation. Okay. You know, we have a rebellious spirit. No snitching. We can witness a crime and we'll get mad at the old lady for telling us.
I think that's a mischaracterization. You know, I think that exists in all races. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times what people do is they bang on their race for doing stuff that's just human, and act like other people don't do it. Like people will say, I can't do business with nobody black. Well, you know, me personally, I prefer to do business with people black, and I have done business with people black and it went wrong. And I have done business with people white and it went wrong. I have done business with people Hispanic and it went wrong. So it's about the person. And so when, you know, I'm just wary of making generalizations like that.
Black people do black people like chicken?
No, yeah. I mean,
you can generalize that, can't you?
Yeah,
okay.
But
black people like
black people like watermelon. I personally don't.
Exactly.
I don't eat fish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, I grew up on the coast and I don't even eat fish.
But there are generalizations that we can make.
No, they're based in truth. Some of them. Yeah.
I would say it like this. I have never done business with a white person or other than buying something from the store. I've never hired a white person. I've only hired black people. Mm-hmm. And every time I've hired a black people, except two guys, I got fucked over every time.
Okay.
So at this point in my life, I'm gonna try some Mexicans and some white folks out. I'm just gonna.
You don't have nothing else to compare it to. So that's all you've hired. So me personally,
ain't that a good thing?
I hired a white dude. This is a true story. I hired a white dude to come in here and paint 2 rooms. It took him a week, and they wasn't even big rooms. And then he wanted to get paid this is true. He wanted to get paid every day for what he had done because he, you know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. He was messed up. You know what I'm saying? I hired a dude to do my fence. He was a brother. He ain't do me right. You know what I'm saying? And I hired a Hispanic dude to do my bathrooms. And he did a pretty good job. A few things he messed up on, but it took him way longer than he said it was gonna. And then he kept saying I had to go buy other shit when I had already gave him some money. So like I had bad experiences with all 3. So, you know, I think
I never hired other people. I was always like black power. Let's just hire black.
Well, I mean, you know, absent of everything else, you probably should support your own first. That's what everybody. That's what everybody does. And everybody. I'm not saying that doing that is wrong. What I'm saying is when you prohibit somebody else because you can, you know what I'm saying? That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we way away from what we started talking about because we were supposed to be talking about.
No. Listen, peep this. I'm telling you, I never lose my overall point. I'm telling you that some of the things that we think that's racist is happening. It's laws and stuff being changed that were never intended for us, that other people slid in under. I'm saying the things that we think that is racism, we can infiltrate these institutions. Let me ask you something real quick. You said something and it stood out to me. You said banging on your own race. I don't give a fuck about nobody else, man. I'm racist. Why would I research numbers of white folks and Hispanics? I'm only going to talk to black people because I'm racist. Now, if we look at the word cis real quick, I'm an English teacher. Right. A pianist, what that mean? A person that's
expert in the professional expert in
piano. A violinist, a botanist. Okay. Right. So why when we put cis on the back of race, it gotta mean hate? I'm just proficient in the things in my race. I talk about nothing but my race. I focus on nothing but my race. I don't look at other races. So I'm a racist, but not in the sense of, I mean, I know what cis mean. That's something the white man did and changed the suffix on us and changed.
Right. Well, I mean, that's an alternate definition. I mean, and the important thing is that we both speaking the same language and using the same
Mhm.
definition, so that we can understand what each other's saying. So I get what you're saying. I think I've heard that before.
But let me ask you something about Trump, since
Okay.
we want to caveat back there.
Okay.
With Donald Trump, real talk, black people used to love Donald Trump, right?
No, that's so. I had a whole thing that I was going to talk about. Like, so
Yeah, break that down for me.
yeah, I had a whole thing that I was going to talk about because we had a whole we had a bunch of the discussion on Facebook. Central Park 5. You said everybody says that. I agree with you on that. Everybody does say that, and we all assume that them boys was guilty until the truth came out. The difference is after the truth came out, Trump still said they were guilty of something. That's not true.
He said he wasn't going to apologize.
No, he said they were guilty of something. They did something. That's I saw him say that, and so
a lot of people
talking about that. Now, next thing, in the 90s, I mean, Donald Trump is in umpteen damn rap songs. We know that. Donald Trump was with Puffy and everybody at the party, Dame Dash and everybody. He really was. So Donald Trump then, like it's a UGK mentions Donald Trump and they rhyme. Jay-Z mentions I'm at the Trump International. Ask for me.
He's been in 100 movies.
Yeah. Like, and I was a Donald Trump fan. I got one of his books with the guy that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. Around that, I was a Donald Trump fan in the 90s. When I stopped being a Donald Trump fan was the exact issue I told you about on that post, the birther movement. Now, you said so. Okay, so the birther movement was when there was this whole controversy about where Barack Obama was born. Was he born in the continental United States or Hawaii, or was he born somewhere else? There was a whole thing about that. And this is from BBC. I could share it, but I ain't that swift. But it says in March 2011, Trump first began mentioning in 2011 that he had real doubts about whether Mr. Obama had a U.S. birth certificate. Now, this is why I say it's racist. This is why. It does not matter where he was born.
It does.
The only thing that matters, no, it does not. The only thing that matters is if one of his parents is an American citizen. John McCain was born in Panama. Ted Cruz was born in Canada. Both ran for president. There was no mention of birth certificate or where they was born or none of that shit. Barack Obama's mama is a U.S. citizen, Mary Dunham. That makes him an American. So why in the hell are we even talking about that?
Well, let me ask you something. His daddy are African, right? He's the first bastard child president. So we're going to question his heritage. Most presidents come from two-parent homes, man. We're going to question. I wanted to question them. How is they wanted to question Donald Trump's tax rate, his taxes. How is, what's wrong?
That's false equivalence.
What I'm trying to tell you is
we're talking about
what's wrong with him questioning where he was born at? What's wrong with that?
Why if his mama was a U.S. citizen, why does it matter?
Because he want to know. He want the people to know.
And notice the timing.
This nigga named Barack Obama, man. Come on, man. This nigga named Barack Obama, man. Come on now. Come on, man. You know this man came out of the blue. We ain't know who this man was.
This is some of the shit why Kamala lost. That's crazy. I don't understand your line of thought there. I really don't.
First of all, the man is named Barack Hussein Obama. He came out of Chicago, out of the blue. Ain't nobody heard of him, and running for president. Everybody.
He was a senator before he was a president.
Man, he was damn near a freshman senator. That man ain't had no years under his belt. Look how young he was, man.
Again.
Everybody had concerns about who this guy was. You think
why they didn't have no concerns about the white people that weren't born in America?
Because
he black.
No, because he's not
black, and they don't know him.
He's not black. You think Barack Obama the same thing as you? You think that?
I think he's of African descent. So in that sense, yes. Is he what I guess I don't even like this
Is he
term.
black? There you
Foundational black.
Is he
No, he
black?
didn't grow up in the hood. No,
Okay,
he ain't grow up in the hood.
He not black.
But so there's only one way to be black.
You,
There's only
yeah,
there's
yeah,
only
it
one
is
way to
only
be
one
black.
way to be black. Yeah.
Huh?
A nigga slave descendant is black. Everybody else is something else. Barack Obama's daddy is an African. He is not a descendant of slaves.
Where were the a descendant of whom?
Huh?
You said a nigga descendant of whom?
Of
Who we
slaves.
descending
That's
from? And
That's
where did the slaves come from?
Africa.
So what's where we at? I mean, what's the difference?
Do you understand that black people are not the same as Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, and Caribbeans? We're not the same. We got the same skin color. Do you understand that black people went through a different?
We got the same skin. So we are of African descent, but we have no connection to the people on the continent?
Brother.
No, yes or no?
Ask a Jamaican what is he? He'll say he is Jamaican. He won't say he black. Ask an African what is he? He'll say he's
colonialism. That's colonialism. But they all went to the places they are from where?
Ask American descendants of slavery is black people. You know exactly what I mean, Dale. Come on, when I said black, come on, man. Barack Obama's daddy is an African.
He's
that
not. He's
a mixed race person.
He's half African, half white American, and he grew up with his grandparents in Hawaii. He didn't grow up like somebody said. There's no line of thought. This is ignorant. I hope he doesn't have any students. Oh man, you don't speak for black men.
Oh yeah, of course.
If 20%, the 20% that voted for Trump can get this work. Oh,
20% didn't vote for Trump. 12%.
Let me see. So I got the NBC exit polls up. So black men voted 77% for Kamala and 21%. They talking about this is what NBC got. Black women voted 92% for Kamala, 7% for. So I don't know. Anyway,
Hey, look, you say look.
Barack, help me get the house I'm in now. Okay.
You know, this is your platform, so you read the comments when you want to. I sit back and chill. I don't even respond to comments, man. I let you respond.
Well, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to let the crowd say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Let the crowd. Yeah. So, you got to do. Make sure you running your show now.
Where was we at? Barack Obama is not he's not a foundational ADOS. That's what. So this is the thing. And I have this discussion a lot too. Where if we're talking about reparations for the descendants of slaves in this country, black people in the diaspora don't get reparations from America because their descendants did. That doesn't disconnect us from the people in the diaspora. That's just on this one topic. You know what I'm saying? But they deserve reparations, but whoever colonized them, like Jamaica was colonized by England. So they need to be colonized by France.
Yeah.
So that's who they deserve reparations from. But that doesn't disconnect me from us all descending from the same place.
Well, let me ask you something. Peep this. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk real talk.
When I said, why would anyone vote for Harris? I'm gonna answer that. I personally didn't vote for Harris. I voted against Trump. That was me. But go ahead.
Now,
who did you vote for?
And I ain't never voted a day in my fucking life. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Oh shit! I wasn't ready for real. I love you.
Let me make this point though, real quick. Now, say for example, Dr. King and the Black Civil Rights era. I said Donald Trump said immigration is a direct violation of African American civil rights. Now, watch this. The civil rights that black people were afforded, that we were hung and worked for, afforded Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans, whoever to come over here and slide under the black umbrella, but also get the benefits as a foreigner, start their businesses, and now they and what they say, Africans, black people lazy, da 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 da. The civil rights movement that Martin Luther King and them went through made it so that Guatemalans, Mexicans, everybody can come over here and slide under the things that we fought for. So I'm gonna say it like this: I don't fuck with them. They'll break their neck to get to America and live the life we have.
Right.
But then talk about how great their country is.
Well, nobody wants.
I'm kind of like the white folks. Take your ass back to Nigeria, Africa.
Now,
take your ass back to where you come from, because you living off what my ancestors did.
And that's another thing I wanted to highlight. We probably agree. You don't agree with nobody 100%. We probably agree on 95% of most shit. Because like you said, you pro-black, me too. You know what I'm saying? You said you try to think black first, me too. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is just the one place we don't agree, and I think you're intelligent, so I want to understand where you're coming from. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's another thing I wanted to highlight, because I saw the results of the last election and I saw who voted for his ass. And so, if you voted for him, in my opinion, and you are another ethnicity, then you can take your ass on. And I ain't gonna say
you.
I ain't gonna say who said it. I don't want to put him out there because he way up there. I don't want to put nothing on him. Said you get $750 per person you call for ICE. So goddamn, I'm trying to get 3 a week. I'm trying shit. That's supplemental income. Like, I'm gonna call ICE. Like, go by that house and check. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't fuck with black people like that.
But so, you know who voted for Trump more than anybody that shocked the world? The legal immigrants. Let me explain something.
No, yeah.
I know that's what you're talking about. Think about this.
Yeah.
The people that's been over here legally.
Yeah, the legal immigrants can't vote.
But what I'm saying is, watch this. The same way black people had all the trade jobs.
No, yeah.
And illegal immigrants came and put skates on our ass and undercut us with cheaper labor. Now you have legal immigrants, second generation Mexican Americans, Hispanics, who are saying, hold on, now that we got our trucks and our houses and then moved up in America, the illegal immigrants is coming over here taking our jobs.
Yeah, and you know what I would say? There's racism in the, I don't know what they call themselves, the Hispanic. It's you know, but this is the thing. It's the same. It's the same as it is with white supremacy. Like, the darker ones are on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Afro Latinos. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of black. You went to DR, right? You know what I'm saying? You see people look like us over there?
I've never been to the DR. I'm fucking with you. Now, I've been to Europe. Yeah, you know, of course.
Yeah, right.
And we poor in all of South America, the places I've been.
Everywhere we are, we in the same condition. That's, to me, that's not an accident. That's a pattern. Well,
light-skinned folks do better than darker-skinned folks in America too.
That's white supremacy.
That's colorism. We do that to us.
No, well, yeah, it's colorism, but it's based on white supremacy, because what it's basically saying is, the lighter your skin, the more comfortable your life should be. Do you know what light-skinned folks back in the day went through? I don't even want to get into that. But the point I'm making. Yeah. No, I got people that pass in my family, like, they look white. And you know how hard they work for I'm the black sheep. I'm the black sheep. Yeah, like, they can be in the field, in the house. They went through a lot. Let me ask you something. This is a misconception that I just want to throw that out there since you said that. You have to realize the house nigga got to hear all the shit that the field nigga couldn't hear. The house nigga is who gave Nat Turner what time to do what to do this. Massacre. So we all, you know, it's kind of, you know, that whole colorism thing. For a long time when I was growing up, it was cool to be light-skinned until Nino Brown stabbed fucking Christopher Williams in the hand and told him to sit your light-skinned ass down.
Then all of a sudden, dark skin is the cool thing, and we think light skinned people weak. So we do that.
Wesley came through for us because we had it bad. We had it bad. We the same. We like basically the same age. We from the same era. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing bad before because it was DeBarge and them type niggas, Prince and them before. Wesley Snipes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to have a Jerry curl and that type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Dale, let me tell you something that I think a lot of times black people misconstrue as racism. And when a lot of times, man, we just don't like to hear the truth. I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm saying. There's something that I think I've been called a racist bigot for saying. I wish they would have never let black folks on TV or the radio or in the movies.
No, there's some truth to it.
Now, people gonna call that racist. That ain't got. I'm saying based on when we got on in the movies, black exploitation, called Superfly. We took the worst levels of our society. When we got on the radio, we started singing and rapping about the worst shit ever. Now, me saying that, white folks feel like that too. It's not racism. A white person can look up and say, why do they sing about killing their own people, shooting their grandma? Everybody wonders that about us.
Yeah, but you know what I tell white people? I tell white people the reason why they do that is because their children buy it. Because they the biggest consumers of it. Like, truth be told, they buy more. Like, people wouldn't go platinum if it was only black people buying it. Let's be clear about that.
I would love to see white folks dying. So if they had some music,
but they're not gonna have that. They're not gonna have that. They're not gonna have that. But it's the dynamic. So who has to use who to get their shit out to everybody? Like, we have to go through them. We did for a long time. We don't necessarily have to go through them now. We can put shit out independent now. But for a long time, they were the gatekeepers. And what I was saying is that there's truth in what you're saying. Is what we need to look at is who is responsible for distributing the images that our community is producing to the rest of the world. Because it's a particular group.
You're right. But guess what? We don't have to put that out. We don't have to put that out.
No, we don't. But ain't you counting somebody else's money? If they got the talent and they can get the bag, can you tell them not to put that out? If somebody gonna pay them to do it, if you can't pay them not to,
racism. We can't call it racism when the little hat folks make billions off of it and cheat us off of it. We can't call it racism.
I think we can because
we went to them.
Yeah, but we had to.
We begged them to put us on the radio.
But so when people like Sam Cooke and Prince and Michael Jackson tried to start their own distribution thing, what happened?
Well, that's gonna always be. That was the institutional racism we were talking about. But now look at black record labels. Look at what we're doing now. We don't want to get together and do a distribution company. Black people did not. I'm gonna give you a story real quick. Black people did not have to want to be on white radios. We did that for acceptance. I'll never forget my great grandmother. God rest her soul.
We did it for money. Like, it was more money when you crossed over.
But look, this is the thing about black people. You made more money, but you still couldn't stay nowhere, white folk. What the fuck you was doing with the money?
I mean,
they wouldn't sell you a Cadillac. You couldn't stay nowhere. So why did we have to cross over?
Because we wanted to make more money, and yeah, we couldn't stay anywhere, but we could do more for our families. Like we live in a capitalistic society. This society is run on the dollar. So like, if you can't pay somebody to not do it, you can't really criticize what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I ain't gonna say that's my thing. I'm gonna say
right.
I'm not. Say what now?
You're right. I don't have a record label for this young man to go out and tell him, hey, boy, don't rap about shooting up the neighborhood. Right. I can't pay him. So if he wants to go do that, he can do that. But I can say, hey, that's some immoral shit to talk about, young man.
No, you can't.
Yeah, and as it matriculates its way into our children's lives, it affects our community in a very negative way. I'll give you a perfect example. This shit got me so mad, bro. And you can't call this racism. We perpetuate these things. 50 Cent, a rapper that made it big. Of all the stories he could tell, he went and dug up Big Meats from 30 years ago when we was kids and then made this man a superstar again. And now they got celebrity benefits from him. So now kids that never heard of him, we perpetuate a lot of stuff on ourselves. Now, when I say it, it's cool. But if somebody of another race say it,
that's not new.
Racism.
Yeah, but that's not new. You know, we've always and I think it's indicative of the condition. You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie Small said, if you slinging crack rocker, you got a wicked jump shot, right? Like
that's
so
dumb niggas. You know you didn't do that and I didn't do that. That's for dumb niggas.
I know a lot of the brothers who did though. And,
yeah, they won't.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. Where was the dope coming from? So this is like it's like the comedian said. It's like the comedian said. Okay, they grow the shit somewhere else. They package it up. They put it on a plane or a ship. It comes here. The police can't find the shit till they get in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Because we was greedy and wanted to make money for immoral, ill-gotten ways and stop wanting to do them trades that our granddad has taught us, our generation. But, and our women stopped caring about whether men were bad people. They didn't care as long as he had some money in his pocket. That was us. I want you to watch this movie. It's a documentary.
Wait a minute. I missed you. I was trying to put up the comments. You say Sam Cooke was everything.
It's a movie.
Let me go back. So as a person who didn't vote, you can't say you didn't vote for Kamala. You voted against Trump. As a person who did, I voted. Sean Caesar said that. If you still watching, Javon said he did. He ain't never voted. So he said as a person who didn't vote. So I just wanted to clear that up. I did vote. I voted in every election. I'm active locally too in the local political scene. I'm a novice, but I'm learning. Just for the record. So I forgot what we were saying. Now you said, what did you say? Say it again.
Let me see. Where was I at? We were talking about blah 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 blah. Man, I forgot where I was.
You said something about. You said we got away from my grandparents trying to work in the field and stuff.
Yeah,
wanted to be dope boys. But so
not working in the fields. Don't dismiss it to working in the fields, man. We talking about electrical work, plumbing.
No, yeah. Work with our hands, like. But that's the whole youth. Like they can't do shit but use their thumbs now. You know what I'm saying? But my what I was gonna say is,
hey, my camera went.
It was a lot of other people. What happened?
I think something just happened to my camera, bro.
Oh, okay. I still got you though. But
okay.
you just coming in. You look test pattern like they used to do when the TV went off.
I just bought this camera a couple of days ago. I don't know how. Maybe the battery don't last but that long. We ain't been on how long. Well, the battery might be exactly an hour.
Yeah, it might be. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. And we might need to do a part 2, but
we definitely will.
Yeah. My retort to that.
Do something.
Yeah. Say what now?
We need to do something together anyway, like this.
Okay. Yeah. And you know, it's kind of a contrast. You know what I'm saying? Because I on certain issues, I come down one way, you come down another way. But thank you for joining. It's been entertaining, and I appreciate it. And we'll link back up.
All right, bro. Be good. I love you, man. Hold it down.
Sweet.
How do I turn this?